Hello, friends, and welcome back to Darkest True Crime Headlines. I know it's been a while. This is the story that brought me back, and I said I have to keep tabs on this. For those of you who may not have been following, there was a successful serial killer who took about 5 or 6 victims before police found him on his way, armed, they think, on his way to maybe do it again. And I don't know that much about it, but this actually just came out, so I'm going to listen to this with you, maybe at slightly increased playback speed, and we are going to see together what the latest details are. This is the San Joaquin County DA talking about the serial killer.
Josh will also be up here, Jackson from ATF, to give a statement, and then we'll take a few Q&A. The defendant has been charged with the following: 3 counts of murder, 1 count of possession of a firearm by a felon, 1 count of possession of ammunition by a felon, in regards to 3 of the victims at this point. That is Jonathan Hernandez, 21, who was killed on August 30th. Juan Cruz, 52, killed on September 21st. Lawrence Lopez, 54, killed on September 27th. There are 2 more murder victims in an attempted murder.
So this was almost a spree in terms of how quickly it happened. Technically, a spree killing is when there's no cooldown period in between killings, so like a mass shooter or something like that. This is technically a serial killing because he did go home and cool down and then came back. But this all happened. It wasn't like years and years of time. Like I know we all watched the Netflix Dahmer thing. It seems like he just picked this up and was doing it like most weekends, most nights. Something like that, around Stockton, just this September.
We will be making further charging decisions in relation to those cases in the next coming weeks. As you know, this investigation is moving rapidly. Saturday morning at 1:30 a.m., we brought the suspect into custody. It's been a short window of time for us to process all of the information and evidence we have. But
that's right, too. I was going to cover this while he was still on the loose, but the police got him pretty quickly, and that's right, he was arrested only a few days ago. And that makes me wonder, the Golden State Killer, after so many years uncaught, he was caught as well, and I'm not even sure if his trial is still going on. I'll have to look into that, but
we're working around the clock. We charged the cases today because we believe we have sufficient evidence to pursue these charges and prove them beyond a reasonable doubt. We are also confident that additional charges will be added. We would like to remind the public that this investigation is ongoing, and in no way does our charging determination today end or conclude this investigation.
Right,
we have more work to do.
They reserve the right to continue to charge him.
We are dedicating valuable resources to uncovering the truth and to hold this defendant accountable. My office has been in communication with the families. I had the privilege of meeting them this afternoon.
I actually saw some other official was talking about this arrest. That's also a very good video I recommend. If you can find the press releases on this, it's the best source for breaking news on this. Frankly, all I know is that he used a gun, and he would just kind of corner men. I'm not sure if he even had a modus operandi in terms of a type of victim, but he would corner people on the street basically and shoot them and just leave. And because it was Stockton, because it's a place with relatively little cops on the beat walking around watching everybody, you walk away, and so you get away with it, at least for a while.
We will continue to support them through this very difficult process. I offer my sincere condolences. No family should have to endure what they are currently going through.
Of course.
I understand that the public is searching for answers, just like these families. Please know we will not be able to share certain pieces of information in order to maintain the integrity of the case and ultimately ensure justice is obtained for these grieving families.
Okay, so I'm actually not going to take your time with this video because when this DA was saying that they're keeping everything close to the chest and they're not sharing with us, they meant it. And this whole video is kind of different officials standing up at the podium and saying, I can't answer that question, I don't have any information for you. The whole thing, all they could really say is, our thoughts and prayers with the family, and we're working on this. And that's very fair. That's no judgment on them, of course. That's the smart and professional thing to do. That being said, I am going to try to find a few articles that we can look at together as well. All right, and we are back with some additional sources, as you can see there on your screen. These will also be at the bottom of the video. These are a lot more productive than, I guess I got my hopes up for that press conference because it was brand new. There would be some new information. But so the alleged Stockton serial killer had prior convictions in Alameda County, some really bad stuff. It says Stockton serial killer suspect had criminal history, distressed over brother's Oakland shooting death, which, if that is truly what he's saying as the motivation, incredible self-centered and ignorant of him, because he just inflicted exactly that on other families, and maybe that's maybe that was his intention. Maybe it's like a reverse form of empathy where he just wants other people to feel that same pain. It does sound like they'll use that in the defense, that he suffered some psychological stress. These are some of his victims. And I also found a few other articles here. So his name is Wesley Brown Lee. Charged in 2001 with possession of a controlled substance, DUI in 2009, 2014, possession of a controlled substance. Kind of in and out of trouble. And I think that last article said that there was also some matter of assault. I'm not sure if that was in, let's go back. Was that in, while he was in prison? It's hard to say. This one's not mentioning that. Yeah, this is all just kind of possession stuff. Going back to 1997, though. That's interesting. This doesn't mention anything about, as you can see on your screen here, the highlighted thing in this that I'm highlighting right there. This one doesn't say it at all. So that's interesting. At least not that I saw. And we'll wrap up with this. This was just supposed to be a quick video, and I ended up getting more into it, but this is good, because I wasn't sure where we were with this. I just heard that there was a killer on the loose and that he'd been caught. So, NPR reports what we know about the killers of the alleged Stockton serial killer. Juan Vasquez Serrano, 40. Natasha Latour, 46. Paul Yaw, 35. Salvador de Budi Jr., 43. Jonathan Hernandez Rodriguez, 21. Juan Cruz, 52. Lawrence Lopez Sr., 54. And so it is important, the killer deserves obviously no positive attention. We have to give him some attention because he's caused a mess and hurt people, but it is good, especially good to think of the victims. And unfortunately, it seems like their only crimes were just kind of living in a dangerous kind of neighborhood that wasn't very carefully policed. One female victim survived the shooting. That's a small blessing. I'm sure that's no major comfort to those who have lost loved ones. But stay safe out there. Thank you for joining me on this latest, darkest true crime headlines. Good night.